Implementation Agency and our partners in the security, defense, and intelligence community, I welcome you to the October 2025 edition of our joint security press briefing, happening on the first week of November. This monthly engagement demonstrates the federal government's commitment to transparency, accountability, and continuous communication with citizens on issues of security, anti-corruption, and public trust. I'm going to run through an overview, a table of summary. For the month of September and October, I'm going to give a kind of comparison in terms of trend analysis. In the month of September, the major arrest of suspects, I say major, there are several thousands of arrests, but major, we have 42 in September, and that rose to 56 in October. So I'm sure by the time you go through the full details, you will see the breakdown of these arrests. And that's amount to 33% increase, showing stronger intelligence coordination. And the victims that were rescued in the month of September were 19 in total, and that rose to 27 in the month of October. And this is as a result of improved rapid response. This happened especially in Kogi and Zamfara states. A lot of arms and ammunition were seized during the month of September, but that rose significantly in the month of October because the security agencies adopted proactive interdictions, and especially in the northwest and the southeast. Fatalities as a result of violent crimes, we had between 240 to 210. It declined actually in September, and more so in October, it declined to 185. So that's about 12% reduction month of October, as against 210 that we have in September and 240 in the previous months. You will recall in the last briefing we reported the improved interventions across the borders. That has continued to improve. We had 4 incidents in September, but in October, the interventions, cross-border interventions, were 7. That is because there is the expanded collaboration between the Nigerian Immigration Service and the DSS. Comparison analysis. Security synergy among the military, DSS, police, and immigration services improved measurably in October, producing faster interdictions and fewer casualties. And terror-linked arrests rose by 33%, reflecting proactive use of human and digital intelligence. And rescued activities increased by 40%, showing that security operations are shifting from reactive to preventive. And as we said, fatalities dropped by 12%, demonstrating the effectiveness of joint operations and early warning systems. The government position on this is that the government acknowledges the sacrifices of our security forces and reaffirms that data-driven collaboration and citizen intelligence are central to sustaining national peace and safety. Anti-Corruption and Transparency Update. A look at the ICPC performance in the month of October. 44 petitions were received, 15 investigations concluded, 5 new cases filed, and 2 convictions secured. 840 million naira and $919,000 were recovered. 35 public health projects tracked and 9 anti-corruption units inaugurated. We should all know that ICPC has hundreds of anti-corruption units in several institutions, even including NOA, as part of their efforts to ensure preventive measure. For the EFCC, I'll give a 2-year summary under the new leadership of Mr. Ola Olukayede. In 2023, for instance, we had a total of 230 billion estimated cash recoveries and properties, 402 properties recovered and major fraud cases concluded in 2003. In 2023 was the first one, and 2024, 290 billion naira, was recovered, and 975 properties recovered. Enforcement and forfeitures are being intensified. In 2025 to date, so far 46 billion naira has been recovered, and 125 properties this year alone has been recovered, and consolidation phase and asset allocation. I'll speak about the asset allocation shortly. Notable achievement under the new leadership of EFCC, a total of 566.3 billion naira plus $411.6 million recovered across 14 different currencies, with 1,502 properties forfeited within the last 2 years. Part of recovered funds, 100 billion. Note that I said 566.3 billion naira. And out of that, 100 billion naira was reinvested in student loan scheme and consumer credit scheme. Recovered assets are also being allocated to government institutions for service delivery. So they are not just lying idle, they are being put to use. The government position on all of this is that the federal government is ensuring that every kobo recovered from corruption works for the people, funding education, credit, and health reforms rather than lying idle. This reflects renewed hope, accountability. Our friends in the media often ask the question, the money recovered, where is the money? Now you are seeing the application, student loan, 100 billion, and then the consumer credit scheme also benefited. And many government institutions are being given buildings, recovered buildings, forfeited buildings to use as offices nationwide, saving government, resources. I'll speak on regulatory and enforcement now. That has to do with NAFDAC, NDLEA, Nigeria Immigration Service, the Federal Road Safety Corps, and the Correctional Service, the Nigeria Correctional Service. NAFDAC seized over 70 containers of counterfeit and unsafe goods and shut down illegal warehouses in Lagos and Onitsha within the month of October. NDLA dismantled 14 drug syndicates, arrested 1,378 suspects, and secured 251 convictions in the month of October. The Nigerian Immigration Service rescued 76 victims of human trafficking and processed 15,000 visa applications under the new digital system. We've begun to see the effect of the digital system that was launched just recently. The Federal Road Safety Corps recorded a 12% drop in fatal crashes following intensified Ember Month campaigns. I'm sure we know what Ember Month campaign is. Starting from the month of September, Road Safety Corps has intensified campaign. We often have significant improvements now, other than before, when you are in September, October, November, December, there is tendency for increase in fatality, crashes on the road. But that is dropping significantly. Thank you, Road Safety, for your effort. The Nigeria Correctional Service expanded inmate rehabilitation and mental health outreach nationwide. I would urge our people in the press to particularly pay attention to what is going on in the correctional service. A lot of reform is going on there. People are not just locked in as inmates. A lot of effort. People are coming out as graduates, even PhD holders coming out from that facility now. That is commendable. Comparison analysis between the month of September and October. Enforcement actions increased by 28%, and convictions improved from 210 to 251. That's plus 19%. Road crash fatalities declined from 235 to 210. That dropped by 11%. These metrics confirm a steady positive curve in national safety indicators. The government's response to this is to commend these agencies for their professionalism and reaffirms its unwavering resolve to build a safe, fair, and accountable nation through coordination and transparency. NOA's public communication and trust building drive. Between August and October 2025, NOA intensified national communication on security awareness, civic responsibility, and unity. The key metrics to note in the NOA's intervention across the 36 states and FCT, NOA activated the Joint Security Communication Network. So what we are doing here today is to be taken by all the 36 state and FCT directorates and given further traction across the country. And 50 plus radio and TV stations that we mobilized during the last engagement, such as this, estimated 29 million citizens were reached. And our deployment of digital channels reached about 3 million more via Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and the NOA Clean AI voice and chat assistant. The total reach estimated for the month of October was 32 million. The core message that we delivered is trust is Nigeria's strongest security asset. Without trust, there's no way we can make any impact, because it takes the whole of society to work together along with the security agencies and the regulatory bodies for us to be able to achieve significant improvement and ensure that there is peace in our country. So if you look at the month of September and October, through the activities of NOA, our outreach grew from 25 million to 32 million. That's about 28% increase. We have intensified our fact-checking interventions on misinformation, which increased by 40%.